So let us discuss the 81 question. Uh, with reference to Indian polity, consider the following statements. The first statement is given: an ordinance can amended any central government act. The question should be noted that an ordinance can amend any central government. Ordinance means what? It's in a law, right? So whenever the parliament is not in a function, the government will bring the ordinance. So the ordinance, whatever the law passed by the parliament is it have the same power what the ordinance passed by the government also. So the ordinance is a law. So an act can amend any central government act. It's true. So an ordinance can abridge any a fundamental rights. No, an ordinance cannot see. An ordinance can come into effect from a date back. True, because see, whenever the government is passing the ordinance, so within 6 months it should be approved by the parliament. Otherwise, that ordinance will be disqualified or squashed. Coming to the 82 question, the Arunachal Pradesh, the capital is named after a fort, and the state has 2 national parks. So see the Arunachal Pradesh capital, when you see the Itanagar. So what the dimension when you go to the Arunachal Pradesh capital Itanagar, which is named after the Eta fort, meaning the fort of bricks constructed in the 14th century AD. So also the state is home to 2 national parks, Namdapa National Park and Moling National Park. Hence the pair one is correctly matched. When you see the Nagaland, second thing, the Nagaland, the state came into the existence on the basis of a Constitutional Amendment Act. So when you go, Nagaland came into existence through the Constitution, 13th Amendment Act in 1962. So coming to the Article 371A was inserted to provide a special constitutional provision for the Nagaland. So it is also matched. Coming to the Tripura was a Part C state post merger with the Indian Union in 1949. So it merged in 1949 following the States Reorganization Act of 1956. So what is the first state which is reorganized in 1956? Andhra Pradesh, and which is divided from the Tamil Nadu. So it became a central administrative territory. Later in 1972, Tripura became a full-fledged state. Hence the pair 3 is correctly matched. So all statements are true, option C. So you need to know what is the state reorganization acts. We need to know what is the historical perspective of state also. In this UPSC point of view, it is very important. Going to the 83rd question. With reference to the following bodies, the interstate council. What is the interstate council? The interstate council is a what? Interstate council is a constitutional body. Okay, interstate council is a constitutional body. Okay, Article 263. Okay, Article 263. It's a constitutional body. So coming to the National Security Council, whatever this National Security Council is not a constitutional body. It's an executive resolution government passed by the government of India in 1999. Okay, so by the advice of Prime Minister. Coming to the zonal council was established in 1956 itself. So zonal council it's a statutory. Okay, so the question which is asked with reference to consider the following: how many above are established as per the Constitution of India? So Constitution of India is only one because it's a constitutional body. Article 263, you should know about interstate council. Then going to the 84th question, consider the following statements regarding constitutional provisions in India. The Constitution of India explicitly mentions the situation where the governor of a state can act in his or her discretion. Okay, and the second thing is the President of India can on his or her own receive a bill passed by the state legislature for consideration even without it being forwarded by the governor of concerned state. Okay, so the Constitution of first question, when you see the first statement, so Constitution of India explicitly mentions the situation where the governor of a state can act or his discretion. It's true, but when you see it's a reverse, because the statement it should be given governor, remove the president, governor of a state can on his or her discretion reserve a bill passed by the state legislature for consideration even without it being forwarded by the governor of concerned state. Suppose the governor have the 5 powers. When you see the under Article 200 or Article 163 regarding the governor powers, there is a 5 powers. So the question which is given wrong actually. Okay, it's a option 1 is true, right? Option A true. Going with the 85th question. Coming 86th question, the separation of a judiciary from executive in public service of a state, which comes under the what? Right principle, so state policy, values in the preserving the rich heritage of our composite culture. Okay, composite culture. क्योंकि ये अब when we briefly discusses about these things, let's go. So separation of judiciary from executive in public services coming to the DPSP under the 50 under article 50. Okay, तो fundamental rights जो है, so values and preserving the rich heritage and culture and composite come under the article 51A F, subclause F. Coming to the prohibition of employment of children below the age of 14 years in factories is coming to fundamental rights, which is there in article when you see the article in the fundamental rights 24. सो जो बच्चे हैं जो फैक्ट्रीज में काम करता है 14 ईयर्स बिलो है, सो इट कम्स अंडर बिकॉज इट्स चाइल्ड लेबर वी कैन से दैट. सो द ऑल 3 स्टेटमेंट्स अबव आर करेक्ट, सो ऑप्शन सी इज करेक्ट. Okay, coming to 86th question, consider the following statements regarding the scheduled areas under the 5th schedule of the Indian Constitution. So what are the scheduled areas under the 5th schedule of the Indian Constitution? Let us go and let us see. And if an area in a state is declared as a 5th schedule under the 5th schedule, the state government loses its executive power and local body assumes total administration of such areas. It is the first statement. And the second statement is union government can take over the total administration of state such areas under certain circumstances of the recommendation of the governor. So it may be ऑप्शन ए और बी, क्योंकि अभी 5th शेड्यूल में क्या है देखेंगे. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डील्स विद एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड कंट्रोल ऑफ शेड्यूल एरियाज एंड शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स इन स्टेट एक्सेप्ट 4 स्टेट्स ऑफ असम, मेघालय, त्रिपुरा एंड द मिजोरम. सो वो भी 5th शेड्यूल में ये दिया है, क्योंकि द प्रेसिडेंट इज एम्पावर्ड टू डिक्लेयर एन एरिया टू बी ए शेड्यूल एरिया. यस, सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड ऑप्शन डी होता है. कमिंग टू दिस 87th क्वेश्चन, हाउ मेनी ऑफ द अबव पेज आर करेक्टली मैच्ड. हाउ मेनी अबव द करंट पेज मैच. सो वो भी हमें देखेंगे तो द नेशनल एटॉमिक बोर्ड है. सो नेशनल एटॉमिक बोर्ड है, एक्चुअली नेशनल एटॉमिक बोर्ड है वो किस में आएगा. नेशनल एटॉमिक बोर्ड है वो तो इस शेड्यूल में नहीं है, वो तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेवी इंडस्ट्रीज़ में आता है, क्योंकि नेशनल एटॉमिक बोर्ड है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेवी इंडस्ट्रीज़, तो इसमें कोई नहीं है, तो एलिमिनेट कर दो. और कोर बोर्ड जो है कोर इंडस्ट्रीज एक्ट से बना है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एमएसएमई से. सो ऑप्शन ये कोर एमएसएमईज नो. एंड द नेशनल सेंटर फॉर द ट्रेड एंड इंफॉर्मेशन, नेशनल सेंटर फॉर ट्रेड एंड इंफॉर्मेशन इज मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड इंडस्ट्री. सो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज नहीं है, सो नन ऑफ द अबव. सो दे गिवन इनकरेक्ट थिंग्स, राइट. करेक्टली मैच्ड कोई नहीं है, नन ऑफ द अबव. ओके, सो लेट अस गो विद 88th क्वेश्चन. सो 88th क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया है, the list union list in the 7th schedule. So the list union list in the 7th schedule. And the second thing is extent of the executive power of the state. Third is conditions of the governor's office. So तो लिस्ट 1 जो यूनियन लिस्ट है वो 7th शेड्यूल में दिया है, वो तो सही है. और दूसरा क्या है, extent of the executive power of the state is true. The condition of the government office, who the governor to involve in this, right, for a constitution amendment with respect to which of the among the question which is asked here, you need to understand. So third question is eliminated, option A is correct. Okay, coming to the 89th, with reference to Indian polity, consider the following statements. The governor is not answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of duties powers and duties of his her office. It's true, because whenever the governor is in office, he can't answerable to the court or something if he done the wrong also. Okay, after thing. Okay, no criminal proceeding shall be instituted or constituted against governor during his or of office. No, it's true. Members of the state legislature are not liable to any proceedings in any court in respect of anything said or any vote given in the legislature or its communities. It's true. Option D. Three statements are true. True. Coming to the yes, polity is